Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? This is Subira coming to you from Baltimore as we do Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And got my brother there, Shaka. How you doing this morning, Shaka?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Great.
Um, so, wow, guys. As usual, we're going to be okay. There's a car going. My street is one way going northbound. A car just went
Right.
southbound on my street. That's very interesting. What is that? Oh boy. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here with our morning conversation. I don't have a cup of coffee today. um, but anyway, we want to talk about our dreams as we always do, and we also want to talk about today we have a topic of observation,
Right.
which I started that with that noticing the car going the wrong way down the one-way street. That is so interesting.
Mhm.
Um, so let me get started with the dream I had last night. Um, I spent all day yesterday as I have this specific spiral notebook that I've been looking for and haven't been able to find it. I'm like, what in the world? Where is this notebook? All of a sudden, I can't find it, and I have tons. When I tell you, Shaka, tons of like very detailed notes that uh, I'm gonna say were like channeled to me. I sat down one day and just got this major download,
Mhm.
um, and I now cannot find. I can't find it.
Mm.
So I kind of went into my dream state last night and was asking, where is this notebook? Um, and I was dreaming about um, I was dreaming about a backpack. Kept dreaming about this backpack. And I thought, oh, maybe I found it. But I went to the backpack this morning and the notebook was not there. In this dream, I was at a party. It was like an end of the summer type of party.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of people. And I remember being at the end of this party, we were doing like a lot of cleanup. Um, Trying to think, was there anything else about this dream? The main thing was this backpack that I was searching for in this dream.
Okay.
So of course I thought, oh, I remembered moving a backpack in from my dining room up to my office. Um, and I went to the backpack, it wasn't there. So what I know is nothing is ever lost in the universe.
Right. Right.
That's what I know. So I'm just gonna have to be patient. Um, and know that this red spiral notebook is going to come up, but it's got a ton of information in it that I really really need.
Mhm.
So that was my dream last night. How about you?
Well, again, no dreams. My wife is dreaming for the both of us.
Oh, okay.
Um, I did, however, my ongoing experimenting with different days in terms of my intentions, etc., even different hours within the day. In terms of my intention is ongoing. My wife didn't have a particularly deep dream
Hmm.
that she's been talking about lychee, the fruit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She's been talking about lychee for like forever since we went to Zanzibar. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and it was growing on the trees. We had men carrying the fruit on his shoulder. I mean, and that was the best lychee I've ever had as well, straight off the tree, right? But
Mm.
ever since then, she's been talking about lychee. So last night she dreamt about lychee.
Okay.
Carrying a big thing of lychee on my shoulder, and it's just it. It's like, oh, really? That's it. So, kind of similar to what you're talking about in your dream, like something that you're looking for in your waking state. You're kind of getting directions or instructions in your dream.
Mm-hmm.
What I probably need to do is buy some lychee, because it's also good for lychee's good for the reproductive organs.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got certain fats and polysaccharides and things of that nature that are really good for that area, both the womb and this is the man's semen, the man's reproductive organs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what about observation? Since today is about observation, have you had any interesting observations in the last couple of days?
Let's see. Well, I can tell you this. The first thing was noticing that car going southbound on a northbound street, and it's not a car like it's not one of my neighbors.
Right.
So, what does that tell me, and why did I see it? That's what I'm always asking myself. Am I going the wrong way? Do I need to look at something from a different way? These are the questions I'm asking myself, having seen that. That's the only thing that I've seen that's kind of out of place, so to speak. In addition to the fact, so I'm putting that together with this red spiral notebook I'm looking for. It's out of place. It is misplaced. So maybe the way that I'm looking for it is, it's my neighbor. Maybe the way I'm looking for it is, wrong. I'm running around the house, literally looking for it. Maybe what I need to do is actually go into my dream, and before I go to sleep, ask to be shown, where is this notebook? Show me where it is, rather than me running around my house looking for it.
Right.
Maybe what is this car going backward is telling me, you're looking for it backward.
Yep. That's interesting. Yeah, you're right. What if there's only one way to find it, and you're going the wrong way about it? I had a friend call me yesterday. This is a brother that's currently looking for a job. Good friend of mine. We both were in Africa together about 10 years ago. And he's currently looking for a job. And I remember a couple things happened yesterday, a couple feelings that came up. Number one, he called me out of the blue. And which is not a problem. As being self-employed, anybody can call me out of the blue. That's no problem. But we were on the phone, and then my wife called. And I didn't get off the phone with him and talk to my wife. So it bothered me that I didn't do that. It was an observation. Even though he doesn't call all the time or anything like that. It's kind of like, it's not a long distance. I don't think you can use that excuse anymore, really.
No.
Long distance call,
No, you can't.
anymore.
No such thing, unless he's on the continent or something.
Exactly. Well, now that's even starting to change.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
With Viber, and like if people have Wi-Fi connection, they can phone Skype you, or
that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Online, and it's actually better sometimes. Or you can do this.
You can do this. Yeah, absolutely.
With your phone. So that kind of bothered me, and then I didn't get a chance to take my walk in the evening. I got caught up in work, doing other things, and I didn't get a chance to take my walk along the river. As you know, there's some medicine that I'm trying to get at this point, and so I kind of put it off. So yesterday was a day of me putting things off. procrastinating. And at the end of the day, I realized that, once my daughter's born, these are going to be some of the, I'm going to have to, I can't procrastinate at all.
Right. Right.
If it's something I have to do, I have to just get up and do it, just to reserve time for later in the day or tomorrow. But if I have, like today, I have a couple of appointments, I need to be doing those appointments. And then as soon as I get back home, maybe getting everything lined up so that it's ready to go, as opposed to waiting, the day of that things are due, and deciding to. And then in the interim between those days, sometimes I sit there, even though I have time and I've kind of blocked it off. I'm not able to really concentrate or focus on reading or some of these other things because I'm thinking, oh, I still got that thing to do. So
right.
But that's what I learned yesterday, just from observing myself. That is no longer something that I can do.
Well, that's, if nothing else, this, African traditional religion, indigenous practices, whatever a person may want to call it, what we're learning with Chief, what I'm learning at IKDS is paying attention, pay closer attention to my inner and outer landscape.
Right.
And that they really are a direct reflection. It's so the way that I'm interacting with the pieces around me that are moving, for instance, the car. I remember, I don't know if it was yesterday's class or Monday's class, where Chief said to someone else in the class that the car represented that student. He's like, oh, well, why am I, a truck versus a sports car? Well, because right now maybe you have more truck energy or something.
You build like a truck.
Yeah, you built Ford tough, something like that, right? So yeah, I'm engaging with my environment in that way. That everything really is telling me something about me. Now, how do you do that? How do you observe and know that everything is reflecting a part of you and not take things personally?
Right.
You still have to, if you're a scientist, if you're a spiritual scientist, you still have, a scientist is a neutral observer.
Right.
So on the one hand, you have to say, oh, I know all of this that I'm seeing is about me. Have a good day. All of this that I'm seeing is about me. But on the other hand, it's about more than me. I still have to remain neutral in what I'm seeing. So that's that's an interesting understanding to come to, I guess.
You know what's also interesting is that yesterday, Wednesday, is a day of observation. It's a day of yesterday being
another car. I kid you not, another car is going
the wrong way
down my street and just pull. It's my neighbor. This one is my neighbor who has pulled. This is really interesting. Two cars going backwards. This is really interesting. Wow.
It's what do you think he did it on purpose?
Yeah, she did it on purpose.
Oh, she didn't.
But she came. I'm gonna ask her why she came this way. Oh, she's bringing me food. You know what? I always say things come to me. Thank you. Lunch. Oh, thank you. Why'd you come down? Why'd you come southbound? Because you're mad.
I'm mad.
Okay.
I talked to the people and they said, even though she was blocking my driveway, it's my responsibility to look out and see what's going on.
Okay.
And I said, but if a police came on board, she would have got a ticket. But I ain't saying nothing,
Okay. Woosah. Well, have a good day at work. Thank you for lunch.
Blocking My driveway, blocking my road.
So she was in an well, it wasn't even that she was in an accident. She backed out of her driveway this morning, and there was a car that was blocking her driveway, and she tried to back around it and ended up hitting the car, and she got the most damage done to her car.
Wow.
So I said, so within a span of literally 5 minutes, 2 cars going the wrong way on the road. Both of the cars are like family type vans. She drives like a Jeep type car, but it looks like a little Suburban.
Right.
And the other car was a Suburban. The first one was tan. Her car is like a maroon color.
Red.
And yeah,
Red.
So I said, why did you purposefully come the wrong way on the street? And she said, because I'm mad.
Yeah, red, aggression. And it's red. Yeah. You know, maroon is the color of war.
Yeah.
You know? Blood.
And so
Aggression.
I'm gonna really have to sit with this and see, what does this mean for me? Is there a place in me that I'm mad about something, that I'm feeling aggressive about something, that I'm a willfully break the law?
Right.
You know.
Right. You know what that's about. We can't go into it too much here, but that is what's the best way to put it? That is a block.
Willfully breaking the law?
No. Just anger.
As
an emotion. But the fact that it's also red, you know, the cars are basically variations of the color red. You know, tan is really, you know, any kind of brown is really considered a red.
A red, yep. It's like a dull red.
Right, exactly. Or dirty red.
Yeah.
But wow, that's interesting. So yesterday
she brought me lunch.
and she brought you lunch. That's crazy too. So it's like,
remember I said how when I do my ritual, my prayer work is that come here to me, come to me, come to me. Right. So even food coming to me. I had no idea my neighbor was going to bring me lunch.
Right.
I sit on my porch and all of life, all the goodness of life come to me, come to me. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we've been talking about that, and hopefully people really begin to get it with our first conversation with the intention and an intentional environment. Yeah. And a lot of it's going to begin with your thoughts and your words. Spirit. Or the spirits that you're calling to shape your environment.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's, so you got lunch, 2 cars driving the wrong way. It's like, you know, there are 2 things going on at the same time, both extremes at the same time too. So maybe you're right. Something's going on maybe emotionally, but then there is this long-standing request that you've been making. And that bridge is still there, even if the water has gotten a little rough underneath, you know? But what I was going to tell you is that Wednesday is, again, Wednesday is a day of communication.
Okay.
And a lot of things you do on Wednesday in terms of your, you know, what we're doing, you might want to think or fixate upon these types of things like communication, law, education, abstract thinking, mental alertness, public speaking, not even public speaking, just speaking. And you know, stuff like that. But the weird part about it is because Wednesday, and this is not, keep in mind everybody, this is not IKDS per se. We have to get cheap to sign off on some of the things that I'm saying as it relates to the Dagomba. But it's a mercurial relationship. It's, you know, like in the thermometer. So if you are emotionally fogged on a day like Wednesday and you need mental clarity, you could be tricked, which is interesting with the people driving down the wrong street. This lady is emotionally fogged by her anger. Oh, I don't care. Say, I'm about to hit my car. I'm wrong. Why are you driving down the wrong street? It didn't even make sense.
Right. Right.
As an excuse.
Right.
I'm down the wrong street if I can ask you that. And she says, because I'm mad.
Oh, so you're gonna just go all willy-nilly because you mad?
Because you mad? Okay. All right. Makes sense. So that could be a part of the message, because now you've noticed, you observed this happen. You're like, man, why is this happening? Immediately, you kind of get an indirect answer. So you say, hey, if you don't mind me asking, why are you driving down the wrong side of the street when you live here? Because I'm mad. Okay, let's dissect that. Just the emotions. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe emotionally you were wound up looking for this book, and the reason why you can't see it is because you're emotionally wound up, which is what you said in the very beginning.
Yeah. Frustration is, it feels to me anyway, the way I understand frustration, it is like a cousin to anger.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm angry, one of the first things that may pop up, unless I just get I go from 0 to 100. But if it's something that's progressing, I'm going to be frustrated first,
Mm-hmm.
irritated, and then frustrated. And then I'm probably going to get angry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get, if I don't deal with it as it's rising, another thing that she said was she actually called the law. She called the police, trying to get the police to be on her side. This car, she was parked in my driveway, and the police was like, well,
can't you see?
You need to cut your wheel a little bit more.
Right.
And what they literally said to her, which is what she said, is that it's your responsibility.
Mm.
The way you were driving was your responsibility.
Mm.
It's not her responsibility that you hit her.
Right.
And she was, the car was still, there was no one in it. So, if I say that the outer landscape is a reflection of me, one of my belief systems, and this has nothing to do with what we've learned at IIKDS, but this is actually, I learned this with Iyanla Vanzant, my training with her, is that there's only two people in the room all the time, me and God. And that everybody else, even you, Shaka, you've shown up because I created you. When my imagination or whatever, or that we decided some far, far away, long ago, some far distant place, we decided, okay, we're going to meet at this place at this time to get this thing accomplished. And you scripted me into your world, I scripted you into my world, and so this is happening. And so you are here to give me feedback. You are part of the environment that's giving me feedback, part of the medicine that I'm collecting to know more about this universe and myself, the world. As I learn about you, I learn about me. So as I question her, it's like, okay, that's a spirit that has come to tell me something, ultimately about me. Yes, about the world. Yes, about her. But she's come to literally, she came and delivered food.
Right.
She delivered food to me.
Right.
And so now I get to sit down and break it down, in my mind. And then I'm going to eat the food. Wow, this is something.
This might be too much for this conversation. Might be a little too deep, or not too deep, or whatever. But we're often told, I think, grandmothers used to say, and my aunts, my family in Africa used to say, that, There are a couple things you don't do.
Okay.
Don't cook while you're mad.
Mm,
You don't eat the food of somebody who's angry.
very good.
So, and my wife and I have been playing around with that a lot lately.
Very good. Wow. Wow.
Because if you think about it, and I'll keep it clean in terms of the language here, but when you think about
Oh,
it,
go in. What?
go ahead.
Go in. What?
Well, and I've heard someone else say this. There's a difference between the people who eat at, let's say, a presidential dinner or one of those highfalutin places downtown. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I had a client in Baltimore. What is it? The Sky Tower or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That private club. And the people who are eating there and who are served there, the waiters, the cooks, they all know who they're cooking for.
Yeah.
Sense in their minds, this is where I want to be. These people are gods.
Uh-huh. These people are special.
They're special.
Mm-hmm.
And for, like I said, for lack of a better word, for some people, that's how, even though they may not communicate it the same way, they are putting these people on a pedestal that is even beyond what they can accomplish.
Right.
Whereas you go to McDonald's or the Hood or somewhere like that where they're cooking chicken.
Hip hop chicken.
Exactly. Might not even be chicken. You know, some people are doing that too. How do they feel about
Wait, in Baltimore, it's lake trout.
lake trout? Oh, okay. Is it real lake trout? Or are you saying that the chicken?
No, I mean, no. I'm saying it's real lake trout.
Okay,
There's like chicken shacks and lake trout shacks all over the place.
Oh,
and they
wow.
just
Okay.
throw a bunch of stuff, throw a bunch of this in the oil and slap it on some bread and
Right.
through a big thick, you know.
Right. Bulletproof.
Oh yeah, that's how they get down.
Well, but you see what's communicated not only in just that place is sort of like a representation of how the people even feel about the people they're serving.
Absolutely.
As they cook that food, one side people feel like the people they serve are gods.
Yeah.
The other side, they just a bunch of
Yeah.
get up out of here. They sick. They gonna whatever. They go home. They talk about whatever. But that goes back into just from an observation standpoint.
Yeah.
When you walk into a place and you don't feel invited, or you are receiving food and the person is in a bad space,
yeah,
or they driving down so much so that they know that they're breaking the rules of the law.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
Or they're making an excuse for hitting someone else's car. When, like you said, the mathematics is wrong and they could have easily have turned a little harder, or they had to wait something.
Patience, something. Yeah.
Just didn't exercise anything. Didn't exercise any wisdom.
So here's what's coming to me right now: breaking the law. So there is universal law that is always at work, and then there's the laws that make the city. Well, we won't go there, but there's laws of the street. This is a one-way street. This is we 2 lanes, whatever. And when you break the law, whether it's a spiritual law, a universal law, the law, it does not care who you are.
Right.
It's like you said, mathematics. It has no respecter of persons. There are, it's just the law. And when you break it, you are now, you have made a mistake. You're now in error, and there's a consequence for that.
Right.
I don't care how you do it. 1 and 1 is 2.
Right.
1 and 1 is never going to equal 4. I don't know. Does it ever equal 4 in any place that you know? They may call 1 and 1 something different, uno and uno, but it always equals.
Right. Always equals 2. Yeah.
Right. So I guess the message that I'm getting, what I'm observing about this whole thing is what happens when I break the law. Universal law or, law that we've agreed to make things be orderly and respectful, so that we can have respect of other people, respect of ourselves first and foremost. And then that is, is an outgrowth to respecting other people's property. Not only being responsible for myself, but being responsible for other people in that I'm sharing space with, if it's a neighborhood or whatever. Yeah, so that's what's coming to me.
And you remember when we did the I won't go too far into it, but when we did the Jar Jar in Baltimore, and a part of that was making sure there was a prayer over just conscious intention, just like you do when you stand out on them steps. We can do that unknowingly.
Yeah.
And we can offend the law, break the law, and not know it. Like the first person may have done, who drove down the street, the one-way street. You don't recognize their car. They don't seem to be a neighbor, but they may have just, they're in a hurry, or they're, just didn't see it, and unknowingly they have broken the law or offended. Unknowingly, that sandwich that was left for you could have all kinds of things in it, just in terms of feelings and emotions. And unknowingly, you eat that sandwich, and all kinds of things can happen. Just like unknowingly, I go to the porta potty.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, what in the world? My world is, what's going on? I'm angry. People are angry at me. Or I go to the river and collect medicine, and everybody's driving 100 miles an hour, looking at me like, brother, you need to speed up.
Yeah.
And I'm able to observe all of those things, those changes. I'm able to perform a road ritual or Jar Jar. And immediately, I see, for some reason, there's a block in the road all of a sudden, which I recognize could have been my block. So it was transferred, or transferred to a certain degree, almost like water into wine, or, they talk about it in Christianity, the body and the blood being bread and wine, to use those things into something else. That's what the whole observation game is all about.
Right. In Eastern Buddhism, they speak about turning poison into medicine.
Yeah, we talked about that last night.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, lovely. I know you've got some things to get to today.
I do.
So I want to let you get to those. And we've had a great conversation. We do have a viewer, by the way. Let's say hello.
Hello.
We want to thank you for hanging out with us. We're here every morning, 9 o'clock, talking to you for a few minutes about what we dreamt, what we observed, what we're learning. And in the next, maybe week or so, we're gonna make it possible for the viewers to be able to pop on and join the conversation with us you just have to raise your hand. You'll see a little icon where you can raise your hand if you want to come in and talk, kind of like live radio, but live TV, so to speak, live internet. So that capability is going to be coming to us. But we want to thank you for joining us. I know a lot of people are watching us through archive, the replay, should I say. We want to thank them as well. If you have any questions or anything you'd like us to talk about in particular, please, just leave a comment, and we will answer to the best of our ability, or get answers for you if we don't have them. So any closing words from you, Shaka?
Yeah, one more announcement. Anybody who's watching this, we are looking for diviners. So if you know of anyone who's an indigenous diviner, someone, it doesn't matter what their practice may be, if they are indigenous and diviners, we'd like to talk with them. May have an opportunity for them to make some extra cash doing that as well. So
wouldn't that be great to be actually, because a lot of people are told you can't make money doing what your natural gifts are or what you're trained in. But that is not true. So
Not true at all.
so let us know, folks. All right, we will return to morning mystics musings tomorrow, which will be Friday.
Friday.
Our last conversation of this week. Thank you so much, brother, for joining me.
Thank
And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. This is Subira and
Shaka.
later.
All right, peace.